my dad, you know, this probably made me cry. I lost him in 2007, but I wish, dang it, it's going to make me cry. I wish he were here. He'd be so proud. He was a poet. My parents were beatniks. My dad was a poet, and he used to tell me, "You have a beautiful mind." He would say things like that when he was a little kid. And his spirit's definitely here, like so many other things in the mural. A lot of portraits of people who are no longer with us, and at the very end of these remarks, I'm going to mention someone that we lost just Saturday. So, thank you, Dad. And my mom is 93, and she couldn't be here partly because of the, traveling at that age, and also we're having a memorial in my family right now. And so she's not here, but she's here in spirit. And it started with her. She was an artist, and she supported the family money-wise. My dad was her agent. And when I was a toddler, I'm sure before I was 1.5, I knew I was doing exactly what she did. And of course I wasn't. I was making little pictures. But I sat in the studio right next to her and did what she did. So this started with her. And the one little thing I want to mention to you about my mom is on her 93rd birthday, I was working over where the electric car charging station is, and it was her birthday. On her birthday, I painted "Happy Birthday, Audrey" in big letters, and we got friends and took pictures and sent them to her, and then it got painted over, of course, but it's there forever. So I also want to, back to Ukiah, I want to mention what an amazing project this is. It's definitely like the career crown jewel for me, but it was the most unusual project in how integrated the subject matter, the community, but the process. In my house, my living room is my studio. Like the whole house is just where I sew and paint and work. So that's my studio. But here, Church Street was my living room. And so you guys would visit with your dogs and bring me food and snacks and tell me stories and show family history and bring photos. And you all made this subject matter so much deeper. And I was working right in front of you. It wasn't solitary, like an artist's work is usually just by yourself. And it wasn't at all, which is cool, and I like that. And so I wanted to thank also my assistants, Phil Dow, is he back here? He's not even here. He's here, okay. There, oh my God. So Phil, my dear friend and forever
Where is he? Hi, Jenna.
Are you Phil?
No.
He was my helper from the beginning.
Oh, there he is.
Happily had just retired.
Over by Sue.
And would help me get that scaffolding back there out and bring all the paints. And at the beginning, I didn't put a platform. Oh God. I'll get to that, I'll be quick. So Phil would help me get the scaffolding out and bring the paint out, and at the beginning, when I was doing the whole top, it's tall. I mean, I'm on the top of that scaffolding, and he can't reach the gallons up to me, so he'd have to climb a ladder to get the gallons to me at the top of the scaffolding. That was the year that I lost weight. That was awesome. Phil too. And so Phil, and then Mike was his backup. Mike Jameson is here somewhere at the table, because he bought all those snacks, except for Dave Homo, who baked the cookies. So thank you, Dave. Thank you, Mike. And then Dave was the third big helper who was always here for fixing things and, had his van with tools in it and just brought what I needed. So thank you, helpers. And I want to thank my two domestic angels, which are Laura Fogg and Karen Christofferson, who I call them domestic angels because they let me live in their houses. That wasn't just a house sitting, and I have plenty of people to thank for that. But they let me live in the house so I could come when it was right for me and come and go and just be welcomed in the home and watch Anne of Green Gables with Karen. We had fun. And Laura, the generosity is just amazing. So thank you so much. And the thing I want to mention about the plaques, you've probably seen them taped up. They're going to be permanent. They tell so much more of what you would see here. And my duct tape is crappy, and so they're falling and they're sort of getting shredded, which is very bad. So they might be leaning on the wall, but take a look at them and they will be permanent. And for everything mentioned in the plaques, there's so much more, so check the website out at historyofmural.com, and you can read much more of these amazing stories of the real people that are in here. There are over 200 portraits, and they all have a story. And okay, so that was about the plaques. Oh yeah, the people who came the farthest. See, I knew I needed to look at him. Ian, my son, is right there. He came from Taiwan, and my stepdaughter came from LA. And Adrian lives here now. He's back there. So but we can't not say this. The mural in Ukiah cast a spell in a good way, like the best spell ever. And Adrian was able to buy the most beautiful sanctuary of house here. So, it's going to make me cry too. So let's see. The last thing I have a last thing to say. What am I forgetting, you guys? I can't remember. Anyway, I can come back here if I forgot something big. But the last thing I want to mention is that, like, the whole purpose of this is to honor the community, to honor what is painted in the imagery, and to keep it alive. In like everyone keeps their family alive in their photos, and their memories, and their hearts. And also now we have it in art too. And I don't know if Miss Rita Hill is here. If she is, she's here. So there she is. We lost her husband, John, Big John Hill, who used to work at the theater for a long time and worked in corrections and did the, what was it, the free children's matinee when we'd drive around town telling people on like a bullhorn on the car, you know, what the movie was playing, which is brilliant. He's in the mural. He's right over there. And we lost him on Saturday, so I just want to honor him specifically, but everyone else too who's in here who, you know, who we've lost and we're memorializing this way. So, last thing I'll say is everybody who's here who is in the mural, come to the front table and we're going to give you one of these. So there's a special green ribbon for everyone whose portrait's in the mural. And then in a little bit, like in half an hour, when everyone's organized and have done that, we'll have the band announce we're going to do the photo video shoot. And then everybody who's in the mural, go by your portrait and stand there. And we're going to do this video where we're going to walk along the whole length. You don't have to see anything. It's just, you know, it's just the sound of the street. We're going to do this cool video that will be part of a documentary about the project, which is being partially funded by the Judy Pruden Historical Preservation Fund from the Community Foundation. Yay. Thank you guys.
Thank you so much, Lauren, and thanks to everyone for coming out to celebrate this heroic accomplishment. Heroic is a term in art history that usually refers to scale, which we absolutely have here. This is a heroic scale, but it's also a heroic accomplishment on some other levels too. The skill and talent is heroic. Each brush stroke is so expressive, and there's so much love put into every single inch of this mural. And the obstacles to get this done were heroic. This, took 4 years, and Lauren worked through fires. If you guys remember when the sky turned orange, you were here. Heat waves, pandemic. So heroic in so many different ways. And I just want to give you guys a little bit of a sense of how this came together, because it is the first work of public art to go through the City of Ukiah Public Art Policy, which was created in 2016. And we had a community listening session where people from the public came to Art Center Ukiah, and I led a workshop where we discovered what themes the community wanted to celebrate and the locations that were ripe for public art. This is a city building, so to get to the point where you have this level of trust with the city that you can paint on the building that belongs to us all, this really was a relationship of trust, and it was just wonderful to work with the city on this. It started with the single largest donation from an individual. Laura Fogg got it started with incredible generosity, writing one check that was big, and then attracted other small donations from the community. And then that came to the Arts Council, and I was able to write a grant requesting matching funds from the California Arts Council, their local impact grant. And we funded actually 2 murals with that grant. The other one's on the rail trail by Solange Roberdeau. It took her about 2 weeks to do that one. And she got paid much less. But it's nice to remember that local impact grant funded 2 murals. So we're looking forward to more public art in Ukiah. If you have ideas, if you have checks that you want to give us to do it, if you have walls, come to me, let me know. Also, Neil Davis has been a real supporter of public art in Ukiah and a real enthusiast. So we are your team and want to make more happen. And I'm so grateful to you, Lauren. I'm so glad that we're finally celebrating you. And Laura, if you want to come up and talk to you, that would be great. Thank you so much again for coming.
This is incredibly exciting for me because this started out being a small idea. I got this notion one day that wouldn't it be nice if we had a mural, maybe on a couple of the panels of this building. Wouldn't that be cool? And it grew and it grew, and then looking around here and seeing all these people, it is for all of us, it's by all of us. You know, Lauren couldn't have done it without support from the community from the very beginning. You know, having these community meetings that Alyssa was talking about to get input. What do we want in the mural? And there was ideas and ideas and more ideas. And danged if she didn't put them all in. And then more and more. And Lauren's original concept did cover all the walls, but it was a lot simpler than it is now. And we just got to stand by and watch this thing grow and grow and grow. And I think it's one of the things I want to honor is your representation of the truth. This is not a glossed over version of, you know, what it was like for the white people. And, you know, it's not forgetting anybody who was here. And it is the truth, both good and bad, about, you know, the influence of various cultures that came in on top of the Native American people who were here first. And then it's hopeful for the future. So I just think that's what Ukiah is all about. And there is a sense of community here. There's a sense of embracing, you know, what the people wanted, the beauty of the valley and the you know, the resources we have here, and the multiplicity of cultures that we have here. So it was just a hoot for me and my grandchildren to watch this thing month by month and year by year progress, and I'm sure a lot of people are here because they got to, you know, watch that process. And it was performance art, wasn't it? In its very best. So, and I am so looking forward to more. So this is the beginning, and what I was hoping is that we could prove to the city that public art is good, it's wonderful, it's desirable, it brings people here who love it, who want to see more. So I would love to see art all over this community representing everybody who is here, every style that's imaginable. So of course we need money, we need support, we need ideas, just what Alyssa was talking about. So let this be the beginning and not the end.